Are we on? All right. What up? This is TGIR. We're back again because we're not leaving. Even if you hate us, we're staying here because we like it and it's comfortable.
I'm never leaving.
See? He's very passionate about it. Listen, today we are going to have an episode where we talk about more than anything. We're probably going to talk about older games because there's a lot of new games out, but they're not really all the way out. I mean, and if they are, they're just trailers right now. You can't do nothing with that. So here's what we're going to do. We're gonna talk about a game that I don't like. Skylar loves it. It's a really shitty game, and it's in a genre that is absolutely being held down by one title. The game that's taken over the hack and slash genre is God of War, and if you aren't Kratos, then no one cares about you. They definitely don't care about you if you're a demon that eats pizza. But enough about that.
That's not the only thing he does.
We're gonna find a way. We're going to tell you exactly how we think, because we argue about this, how we think that rebooting DMC would work and how we could do it better. I mean, obviously, no one's going to call us to redevelop this game and put it out, but I really do think that if we dropped the pizza and the horrible dialogue...
No. Don't listen to him, look. That's his whole shtick, okay? It's not just about pizza, okay? It's not just about the cheesy lines or whatever. You know, it's that is what Dante does, but he kicks ass. It doesn't matter.
He kicks ass.
And it's even more, imagine being like in the first game, being Mundus, or being one of them big bad demons. You know, imagine being Satan and you get your ass kicked by a guy who eats pizza.
Did Dante kill Satan?
No. But
I
might as well be.
I don't remember that. All I'm saying is this. Dante is a douchebag. He's like Demon Cloud. You can ask Dante anything. If he's not got his feet on a desk eating a piece of pizza, you're like, Dante, what are we gonna do next? There's a bunch of naked girls over there, and they all want to give you head at the same time. No, you can say, Dante, there's a bunch of chicks over there, and they want to blow you at the same time. Just all of them. He'd be like, ugh, so annoying.
No.
And he'd be like, I have to go change the oil in my sword because I rev it like a motorcycle.
That's Nero.
So stupid.
That's Nero, first of all.
Dante revs his motorcycle, revs his sword. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it in Devil May Cry 4.
And Dante does not do that. Have you seen, like, in the fourth one, when he had those chicks that were on that frog? And he was all about it. He was laying down.
That's the only time, though. Other than that, he feels like it just feels like your body. It feels like the player.
It's not the only time.
It feels like the player. Okay, I'm not saying like he's like gay or anything. Like even if he was, it's cool. You know, a gay demon would be cool. But listen, it just seems like you as the player are a bother to Dante. And if we're gonna talk about Nero, I mean, what a crybaby. He cries about everything. He cries. Dante's a douche. Dante's a douche that feels like everything's bothering him, and he's like, oh God, why am I even here? Or he's cocky eating his pizza, like, you know. So you get two Dantes. You get one Nero, one crybaby Nero. The character development's not that crazy. The story's not that original. And the gameplay is just a hack and slash where if you're not God of War, you're highly forgotten. And I know that it's older than God of War. I know it's older than God of War. But if anyone here...
No one forgets Devil May Cry.
Devil
May Cry.
Devil May Cry is long forgotten. It is a dead... It is a dead series. It is dead.
It's not dead.
What's alive about it?
What do you mean?
What's alive about it?
They come out with games every, so often. Just like every other game except for Call of Duty.
You know what else Capcom comes out with that's on the marquee all the time? Resident Evil remakes. Remakes of Resident Evil are on the marquee more than new Devil May Cry games.
The remakes are forgotten about.
Who?
They come out and people are like, yeah, we're going to make videos about them, and then once they beat them, that's the end of it. That's it.
That's pretty much the end of it.
And the remakes, they cut out like 20% of the original game anyways.
They put more work into remaking Resident Evil than they ever would in Devil May Cry, because Devil May Cry's fan base isn't that big because the game is kind of bland.
It's not bland.
Listen, it is too.
How's it? It's just like, it's almost like God of War. You have multiple weapons that have different attributes and stuff that you can use. You have your Devil Trigger, which is like your Spartan Rage.
First off, there's a game where you don't have Devil Trigger.
Which one?
In the DMC remake, he doesn't look nearly as cool when he goes.
He does have Devil Trigger.
Yeah, but he doesn't look cool. He doesn't have.
Yes, he does.
No.
He starts floating in the air. The colors change. The dynamic changes.
He doesn't have the white hair, long hair.
He does get the white hair eventually.
Not the long hair. It's
no, it's not. I mean, it's not.
It
but it's
doesn't
a
look-
remake, though.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
this,
a,
we're
it's
not.
a
We're
remake.
not talking about the DMC remake because that's not even in it. Because that's just such.
Actually, I think we should talk about it. Where's the sequel for that? Because that ended well. You guys had us like a Virgil Dante friendship for a second, and you split it up like how it's always been in all the games. Which I respect that. Where's the sequel for DMC?
I'll tell you why there's not a sequel because the game wasn't received well.
That's because, and this is what me and a buddy always argue about. It's because everyone looked at it as a sequel. It's not a sequel. It's a remake. And if you look at it as a remake, it is damn good.
Are you gonna have 4 games and be like, you know what we should do? We should remake this.
Because another Ninja Theory did it. It was another studio. It wasn't Capcom.
Has Ninja Theory done anything since then?
I mean, not that I'm aware of. But...
I'm just saying, no one's busting down the doors to play Devil May Cry. But listen, this is what I'm gonna pitch. Break it back down. Just break it back down and rebuild it with the RE engine, the beautiful RE engine that's doing all the remakes that Capcom's throwing out to us that we're all catching like Odell Beckham in 2014. Listen. If you rebuild it with the engine, because the game doesn't look. Everyone's like, it's like God of War. That game doesn't look nearly as good as God of War.
5 came out after the RE engine, though. 5 came out after the...
But it wasn't done with the RE engine.
No, but it's still, for... Compared to the other games, and 4 was a step above, because the other ones were on PS3. 4 was a step above. When 5 came out, 5 looked really good. But you can't...
In comparison to what, though?
Well, the other ones, but it's also like you can't... It still looks really good compared to other games, but
you
like...
Give me Resident Evil 7's graphics over Devil May Cry 5.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Only because...
I'm gonna argue it.
Only because Resident Evil 7 has, like, their whole light... Like there's almost no light. It's all done in like shadows and stuff.
I get it. It's a creepier game, but
I'm not saying for creep factor. I'm saying for like if you think about it, like imagine like how it is for Dante. You know, when 5 came out, you could see like the stubbles on his beard and stuff because it's all lighted. Now if we're in like the setting of like Resident Evil, we're not gonna see like you see the light coming off of our beards and stuff. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see that.
Okay.
In setting.
But see, the thing is, Devil May Cry. Usually it's a darker, like, gothic themed game, and it was. It's not always. And in 4, you went and fought the plant lady, and that was in the broad daylight and all that shit.
I mean,
but that game started in a big ass gothic church type deal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you get these big bridges with the big castle in the back. I'm just saying, if we broke that down and put better graphics on it, people might be more receptive. If we took the dialogue that's probably 2 steps of Mortal Kombat 4, which is putrid, and it's Capcom, I get it. But if we fix the dialogue, made Dante look a little bit more cooler and not like he just came out of a 30 Seconds to Mars music video, things might be different.
Look at how he evolved though. Look, he went from like emo like in like 2 to what he looks like now in 4 and 5, where he's like a little more laid back. He's a little more light. I mean, look at 1. At the end of 1, when he saved Trish, he did the "We're gonna fill your dark soul with light," and now he doesn't say some stupid shit like that. Now he says,
but he never says anything cool. I mean, people was marking out over Kratos, and all Kratos said was, "Boy." And
yeah,
because you know why? But do you know why? Because Kratos looks fucking cool. If you could wake up tomorrow built like Dante or built like Kratos, and with the look of both of them, who would you pick? You would fucking pick Kratos because he's gigantic.
That depends. Maybe some people like being cut. If you want to be really cut, you're gonna look like Dante.
You're gonna want to be the God of War. I'm just letting you know.
I'm just saying.
Unless you're a very big fan of Papa John's and you want to be, from Attack, the emo band from 2010. Don't say you. You look more like you look more like Kratos, right?
And he turns into Devil Trigger, and which I arguably think might whoop Kratos.
No, because Kratos has Spartan Rage.
And look, and this is not dead ass debate on this. I'm just, although it is a good idea.
Listen, we'll have that because I'll tell you right now, Kratos killed all the gods. He killed Zeus.
Dante killed a lot of gods too.
No, Dante killed the little demons that Capcom made up.
Devils.
Devils. Yeah.
He killed Mundus.
And he had time to go back to his office. For some reason, he had an office and eat pizza. Some reason, he had an office back at Devil Killing Headquarters.
It was a business. He ran a business out of it.
It's a business. Who are they? Mr. Inc?
He ran a business. Why do you think Kratos had to live in the woods? He didn't have no freaking money.
He don't need that. Fucking You know, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you pesky demons. Come on, dude. Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Give me DMC 2. Give me the remake.
It's a ridiculous.
Give me the remake.
Like, listen, you take the game, you put it back up, you fix dialogue, you make him look a little bit not so, and you fix them again. Look, it doesn't have to be hack and slash, man. Hack and slashes are owned by God of War. We know that. Name another hack and slash. Name one.
Devil May Cry came out before.
I know that. I didn't say that God of War's older. I said it owns the hack and slash genre. I'm not wrong.
I wouldn't say it owns it.
Oh, who owns it?
Because whenever we see a new trailer for Devil May Cry, people freak out.
They don't freak out. When does Devil May Cry ever be game of the year? When? Never.
That's because it doesn't have its appreciation it deserves.
Because people don't.
You're doing
like
a fine job, Capcom. You're doing a fine job.
You're doing a great job with Resident Evil. Listen, it's because people don't like it like that. I'm just saying. God of War owns it. It doesn't have to be hack and slash. Last hack and slash came out, to my knowledge, was Godfall. I enjoyed it, but it's dead. They killed it. I enjoyed it, but they killed it. And
Godfall was a little cheesy.
It was cheesy too. Yeah, that's why it failed. I liked it because I'm like, oh, it's a looter slasher. I wanted something new. It didn't work out. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't all that great. But I'm not a cynical, ooh, it sucked guy. I'm like the glass is half full guy. Devil May Cry. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to a game that has promise, that has more hype behind it than DMC, and it never came out. We're gonna talk about Silent Hills. Silent Hills? It was Hills, right?
No, initially it was PT.
That's PT means playable teaser for Silent Hills.
Right.
It was Hills.
It was the
right?
demo though. We had that demo PT.
I just want to know if it's Silent Hill or Silent Hills. I think it's Hills. I think it was called Silent Hills.
Pretty sure it was called Hills.
Yes.
Because you beat the demo, which was the creepiest demo I ever played in my life.
Ever.
Don't get me wrong, Resident Evil 7 had creep factor like nobody's business, and I love it. It's scarier than 8 by far. PT makes 7 look like 8.
Hold on, let's stop real quick. Resident Evil Village was wonderful, and it was better than 7.
It was 8 was fantastic. I loved the gameplay. Graphically, it looked great. I loved exploring the castle, Lady Dimitrescu. You know, come on, mommy. But 7 had way more scare factor for me than 8.
7 was House of a Thousand Corpses. Okay, listen. We're gonna move on to another game, to another genre that's dominated by another game, which would be Resident Evil dominates the horror, survival horror genre. It does. It dominates it, and it should. I love Resident Evil, one of my favorite game franchises of all time. Wonderful. Resident Evil 2, the original, is my favorite game of all time. But we're going to talk about the game that used to kind of, compete with it, and that's Silent Hill. Silent Hill 1, great. Silent Hill 2, groundbreaking for the PS3. Then you got games like Homecoming, The Room, Downpour. Those are all good games. And then you had Silent Hills that was supposed to come out, and the only piece of gameplay we got from that was called PT.
Still gives me nightmares.
PT was and is the scariest teaser demo I've ever played. And I dare to say it was going to be the scariest game ever made. Just my opinion, but Lisa's haunting. The guy on the radio, how he would talk and interact with you, he's telling a scary fucking story about how a guy killed his wife, and that's what he's talking about.
The bathroom, going into the bathroom and then like the baby,
the fetus thing in there, man. And then on top of that, he's like turn around, and you got to turn around, and this man went through the teaser in reverse. He turned around and walked backwards through the whole thing, so nothing could sneak up on him.
What did you want me to do? What, you wanted me to turn around?
I mean, you're trapped in this endless loop, in a scary place, and you keep seeing this scary ass chick everywhere. What about the one time where you look down the hallway and she's just standing there?
Yeah, she's standing there, bro. She's just like, she's looking down at you, and you're just looking up. Oh, hi.
No, I'm talking about when she's just standing in the hallway.
Oh, in the hallway, yeah. See, nope.
And then there's that bloody fridge that's taped closed. It looks like
that was just swinging, and like dripping. It was like, what was up with that?
And the lights were all red, but we never got context to what it turned into. We got Death Stranding. We got
Intergalactic UPS man is what we got, okay?
I'm going to tell you this. I enjoyed part of it. I played it until the first boss fight, and I killed the first boss with grenades, and then it wasn't fun. So I quit playing it, but what it was supposed to be was Silent Hills, and I there's been people saying it's going to come back out called Allison Road. It's going to be called this and this, or it's getting picked up again, or it's revived. But it's just clickbait. It's never coming back. It's never coming back. It's not. And that does suck. It sucks really bad. And I think that we're at remaking Resident Evil because there's no original ideas and I mean, come on.
I wouldn't say that. I think we're in like a really the hype for remakes is real. Like, look what Crash Bandicoot happened. When Crash and Spyro happened, the remakes, those were fantastic remakes. Granted, you were coming, off of 3 generations ahead. You went from 1, you skipped all the way to 4. But I don't think we're past remakes just yet. There's still a couple games you could do.
It's a nostalgia thing, but I'm not going to say it's just remakes because we did get Resident Evil Village, which is a good game.
Yes.
But even if it isn't Silent Hills, I think that it's worth. I think Silent Hill is worth another game.
Yeah.
If you don't even got to put pieces of Silent Hills in it. Nothing.
No.
You can just make a whole new game. Just something to combat Resident Evil, because survival horror is a fucking great genre, but it is a neglected genre.
Yes.
It is. It just is. And then, and if they just did it, it would be received so well. There's people so hungry for something new. And speaking of something new, this is a game that I feel like. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, actually, a horror game that I just thought of that could be brought back, and I heard that they were working on it, and then it didn't happen anymore. And I played the first one. Second one was weird because they brought it out on Xbox 360. But American McGee's Alice.
I have never played it.
Give us American McGee's Alice again. Give us the third one, brand new on these consoles.
I'm just gonna say this. Let me say this. Sometimes you ask for a sequel or a part 3 and you get Kingdom Hearts 3. Sometimes you do.
And they kind of did that with 2. They did that with the second Alice Madness Returns. It was, it could have been a little better. I mean, it looked beautiful. But on these consoles, with this power and the graphics and the almost unlimited possibilities, give us a shot at Alice 3. Seriously, I'm calling it right now. Give us Alice 3.
I would play it. I had never have, but but that's the thing. Like, there's endless possibilities toward any game that you build up.
Yes.
Once you're into the newer consoles and it's fresh. It's a fresh slate. Mm-hmm. The issue is not possibilities and time and storage and all that. It's imagination. People aren't creative. But here's the thing: we are getting a sequel of a game. We are getting a sequel, and it is called Jade. Project Jade.
Yep.
Codename
Jade for Assassin's Creed.
Codename Jade. Okay.
Yep.
For Assassin's Creed. Now I am not a big Assassin's Creed fan. I played the first Assassin's Creed. I played Black Flag, and I played Valhalla, which I enjoyed tremendously. Valhalla is great. Like the setting, like the whole theme of it. It's great. So, but we had stumbled across the premiere trailer. Premiere trailer, and we're looking at it, and just you can just see off rip, they have taken their time. The environments,
Yes.
the combat system, how he was scaling the building,
Yes.
all of it just looks beautiful. And I think that, boy, Assassin's Creed really doesn't have to revive their franchise. Those sell well.
And it's like what they've always said is like history is our playground, which is true. There's so many different eras that they can go from, and there might be some periods where people aren't, they're not fond of them, or they're like, oh, that's not going to work. But like, I mean, there's so that one is also unlimited possibilities that they could do, and this looks like it's going to be a solid era to start, playing around with. I'm excited.
I just hope that when they do it, there's some games that they put so much into it that it's just kind of like, why is this in here? Like, why is this in here? Like when you take like a game, say they take, you've seen it, but I'm just using it as an example. You've seen games like, say we have Assassin's Creed, and you can you can customize your character or whatever, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden for some reason they have a PvP with like King of the Hill and it, dumb modes.
They did do a multiplayer mode in I believe it was Brotherhood. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I believe it was Brotherhood, and it was an interesting take because it was like you had 4 people. You all had to find out who the target was, and you had to be the first to assassinate him. It was an interesting take for multiplayer, but it just didn't really stick, I think.
It's just because, it's because that doesn't, and that's what I was thinking of, but I wasn't gonna sound like an idiot because I didn't know. So I just kind of
That's what it was.
I poked him to see if he knew. He knew. He knows a lot of stuff. He's my knowledge bar room. But listen, here's the thing. It didn't belong in there, and they do that. Who makes them? Who makes
Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, yeah. Ubisoft. They made For Honor. I love For Honor.
Ubisoft makes good games. They make quality games.
You know who doesn't make quality games? Square Enix, but that's for another time. All right, seriously, don't bring up Final fucking Fantasy. That's the only game they have. Name something else.
Kingdom Hearts. They made Kingdom Hearts. It all comes full circle, baby.
Remember we talked about the sequel that no one wanted? Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2. Look at the gaps and Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 wasn't a big gap, but look at the gap.
Swear, we're sorry because Final Fantasy 16, the demo I played it, the gameplay before it, this one looks amazing. Keep it up.
It's like Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 2.5, Kingdom Hearts Remix 3.7.
But it's a huge, vast story, and
It's not.
What do you
huge
mean,
and
no?
vast. It's not huge and vast. It's like
The princesses, the.
It's overhyped shit. Listen, I'll give you Final Fantasy. I'm not a fan, but I understand that they have a fan base that is huge. But what I want and have been wanting is I just want it to be the Final Fantasy. Just be done. I hate it.
It's not just. No, it's a whole different universe. It's not just.
Yeah, if we could just get a bomb and throw it into the universe. That's what I want.
A bomb and throw it. There's multiple universes.
Yeah.
How many of these bombs do you need?
How many bombs do you want me to have?
None of them. Because it's fantastic. Keep it up, Square.
Look, we're getting off topic, but I'm just telling you. Sometimes you don't need a sequel, but I do think that this Assassin's Creed, you do need it, and I think that we all want it. We want it. You want it. Our dads want it. So, my dad doesn't play video games. My dad doesn't play games.
Somebody's dad does.
Somebody's dad wants it. Somebody's dad. We're off topic. Listen. Call your dad. Call your mom. Call your aunts. Call
Ask
your
them if they
sisters,
want the game.
and tell them that there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out. They're probably going to tell you who gives a fuck, but they might not.
And if they do not personally want the game, ask them if they want to buy it for you.
Or us.
Or us. I'm not that broke. I mean, I'm pretty broke. I'm not that broke.
We're really, really, really off topic. Listen, we're going to close this with the game is real no matter what any of your dads think.